A new dark age has finally begun! Vengeance will be mine!
They came and kidnapped Gohan.
They would steal a child for the key to immortality. But now they must face his father, the Earth's greatest champion.
Where's Gohan? You can't win! Let's go!
His name is Goku.
Can't beat me, I'll take you all on!
This time I'm gonna finish you off for good.
Bring it on!
He will see the return of his son. Pray for those who took him.
I will rule this and every other world!
Coming up next, the battle for our planet begins again.
I told you, I will never die!
Dead Zone, final epic in the DBZ triple feature. Next, only Toonami.
That is no ordinary kid.
Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another anime review. And today I am going to be reviewing the first Dragon Ball Z movie, The Dead Zone, which I actually own this in multiple different copies. I have the Blu-ray, which they released these a few years ago. They were like double features. I have all of them. There's the 13 Dragon Ball Z movies, and this one has The Dead Zone and The World's Strongest, which we're going to watch that one next. Just look at this little screenshot of Master Roshi standing strong there next to Goku. I mean, how badass. The early DBZ movies make all the characters important, especially in this one, which we'll get to, with Chi-Chi and the Ox King. But, yeah, I didn't watch the DVD version. This has the Funimation dub. I opted to go old school and watch the DVD on the Rock the Dragon edition, which this is a beauty right here. This has, I believe, the first 53 episodes. It's got the first 3 movies, I do know that, and it has the first, I believe it's 53 episodes, which they heavily edited. They say in here that it was 67 episodes, which goes right up to when Goku was going to face Recoome. Yeah, 53. It's called Goku the Super Saiyan. And then I have the first 3 movies, Dead Zone, World's Strongest, and Tree of Might, which Tree of Might might be the best of the OG movies. And, well, the Dead Zone came out in Japan in 1989, and then didn't get its first release in North America until 1997 with the Ocean Group. And it's just crazy to think that, because Dragon Ball Z ended its syndication in Japan at close to 300 episodes. I think it's like 290 episodes, something like that. It ended in Japan in 1995, and we didn't get it until 1996. That's when it first started airing as far as the episodes go. And then the movies, we got them in, I believe, 97, 98, and then there was a little bit of a break, and then I think Lord Slug was the 4th one. That came out in 01. Then we got the cooler movies, which are my favorites. Broly. And then the movies kept releasing until like 2007 or so. Was the last one Fusion Reborn or Wrath of the Dragon? It was one of them. And then there was that big gap until 2013 with Battle of Gods, with Dragon Ball Z's revival as Dragon Ball Super. Although, a bit of a controversial opinion here. I don't know if it is, but this is my opinion. Dragon Ball GT is 100 times better than Super, without a doubt. So, there's my controversial opinion. But anyway, the Dead Zone. This is meant to sort of serve as a prequel to the events of Dragon Ball Z. In that it has Gohan in his little outfit with the 4-star Dragon Ball of Grandpa Gohan's Dragon Ball on his hat there. Which is a bit of a contradiction, because, you know, you always have the canon people come out of the woodwork, and they're like, it's not canon, or it is canon, it's not canon, because in the first episode, Bulma, Master Roshi, and all of them say, oh, it's been years since we've seen you, Goku, you know, oh, you have a son? They're, like, shocked that he has a son with Chi-Chi, and, you know, but they're movies, you know, they're meant to have fun. It's only 38 minutes, too. Like, the early Dragon Ball movies are only in that range, 35 to 45 minutes, and it's just nonstop action. And, like, the fact that this movie, you know, came out in 1989, like, how fucking old is that, man? The animation is still unbelievable. You know, watching it back, it's incredible. Like, the fight scenes, just the faces that the characters make, it's unbelievable. Like, the first scene in this movie is Piccolo. He's training out in the middle of nowhere, and he just goes, ah, doing, like, the famous power-up, and it's fucking badass. And he gets ambushed by Garlic Jr. and his 3 minions. Let me think. Nikki, Ginger, and Sancho. And they ambush him. And Garlic Jr. remarks how with Piccolo out of the picture, Kami's gone and they can't use the Dragon Balls. Which is another bit of a contradiction, because Garlic Jr. is trying to get the Dragon Balls so he can get immortality. So, he's on his way to get the Dragon Balls, and it cuts over to Gohan, who's doing his studies with Chi-Chi, and the Ox King, Chi-Chi's father, shows up, and he's like, "Oh, Gohan, I got you some books, and some presents." And he's ready to give his grandson some gifts, and all of a sudden you see his face, he's like, "Oh," and I thought he was having a heart attack, because I haven't seen this movie in so long, but he just got punched from behind and had the wind knocked out of him, and he falls down, and Garlic Jr. and his minions have shown up, and they're like, "We're going to take the 4-star ball, or we'll take the boy. What will it be?" And a pretty badass scene with Chi-Chi, because if you watch Dragon Ball, which a lot of people like Dragon Ball Z, but they haven't seen Dragon Ball for whatever reason, which, God, Dragon Ball is where it's at, man. It's awesome. And we know Chi-Chi was in the World Martial Arts Tournament, so she's actually wearing an apron because, she's tending to the house, and she takes the apron off and gets in like a fighting stance. It's like, fuck, Chi-Chi's gonna throw down with these bad guys, which is pretty badass. But she gets taken out with one hit, and they kidnap Gohan. And then there's a scene with Goku, who almost has a spider sense. And this is like a gag from the original Dragon Ball series too, especially when he was Gohan's height as a child. And he's catching this fish that's like, it's so fucking big. And he's like, "What's going on?" He comes back and he sees Chi-Chi lying down. And, he's like, "What happened, Chi-Chi?" And she says, "Oh, they kidnapped Gohan." And, Goku gets aboard the Nimbus and makes his way to Kame House so that he can find Bulma and get the Dragon Radar because, Gohan had the 4-star ball. And if you can track the Dragon Balls, he can find out where his son is. So he gets the Nimbus. And it turns out that Garlic Jr. has 5 of the Dragon Balls already. And the fucker doesn't even have the Dragon Radar. So how's he finding them? And a cool cameo with Goku there, with Bulma, Master Roshi, Krillin, the Turtle, and I think Oolong was there too. And I love Dragon Ball Z as a whole. But as the series progressed, it's the Goku and Vegeta show. And in the early parts, all the characters are very meaningful. And we'll get to that here with, Krillin even. God, this is just bringing back memories of Krillin facing off against Frieza in the second form. Remember when Frieza had the horns and Krillin did Destructo Disc? Oh, how fucking badass was that? But anyway, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. So, Goku makes his way there. And then there's a bit of a backstory, too, with how Garlic Jr.'s father fought against Kami. And again, tying back to, lesser characters in the grand scheme of things now, of course, because Kami's shoes of Piccolo now. But back then, Kami was billed as like one of the most powerful beings in the whole universe. It was like Kami and Mr. Popo. That's why in the original anime, after Goku died, and the Z Fighters had to train for Vegeta and Nappa to come to Earth. Tien, Chaozu, Yamcha, Krillin, they all went to Kami's lookout and trained with Mr. Popo. Which, how strong is Mr. Popo, man? So, there's actually a cute scene with Gohan, who's been kidnapped by these people, and he's, wandered around causing trouble. They take the Dragon Ball from the kid, but they're not killing him. Because actually, Garlic Jr. is like, this boy has untapped power. They're already foreshadowing Gohan's potential later on in the series. So they decide not to kill him there. And he's wandering around and he grabs an apple from one of the trees and eats the fucking thing. And he starts tripping. And then just the song that plays is so bad. As he's tripping balls. And all the henchmen are trying to calm him down or whatever. But yeah, so Goku eventually arrives and starts facing off against them all. And, they all do their screaming and powering up. And the 3 henchmen of Garlic Jr., Nikki, Ginger, and Sancho, as they power up, they shout these stupid catchphrases. Like the one guy says, Tutti Frutti, gingerbread, pepperoni. And then they all power up and get really big. And Goku does quite well. He's defending himself, but he's really not doing much damage. And a great quote when he goes, "You can't beat me, I'll take you all on!" And he's just blocking the 3 of them are all attacking him, and he's blocking all their punches. It's so fucking badass. But then they start to get the upper hand, and all of a sudden you hear this music, the music starts playing, and you hear footsteps, and fucking Piccolo shows up. And he's like, "Looks like you could use my help, Goku." And then Goku, of course, is, Piccolo, what are you doing here? Because at this point in the series, they're enemies. And they start fighting, and it's just bad. And then Krillin shows up, too. And some more gag scenes where Goku tells Krillin to get Gohan, because he's still tripping balls, by the way. And like, Krillin's trying to avoid the falling debris and protect Gohan. So they eventually separate some of the henchmen, and Goku's facing off against two of them, which he defeats the two of them, and then Piccolo faces off against one of the guys and defeats him on his own. And then, like 5 minutes after Piccolo says, looks like you need some help, Goku, he has another line where he says, "You think I'm here to help you, Goku? I'm here for my revenge." Like, dude, you just sort of said you're here helping Goku, which, yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But now you're saying you're not here to help him? And they're all surprised, like, what are you doing here? And then fucking Kami shows up and starts, he can't do anything as Garlic Jr., but he's stalling him. And you see, he starts powering up, and it's like, dude, Kami, look at him go. Because then in the Garlic Jr. saga, Kami and Mr. Popo are sort of doing what they can, because, what the hell, they had like some kind of water or something that they infected all the other characters, like they turned Bulma evil and Chi-Chi evil. They turned them into like vampires almost. But yeah, then Garlic Jr. gets his wish for immortality, and he grows super big. And there's a cool scene too where he's like, "The new Dark Age has finally begun," and he like summons all these demons from hell, it looks like. Which we never see them. We see them in the one scene for aesthetic purposes. It's not like they're going around hurting the innocent people. But yeah, the final battle ends up being Goku and Piccolo teaming up, and again, they can't really do anything against Garlic Jr., so they take off their weighted clothes, and it's just so bad. Just like when they fought against Raditz, too. They take off their weighted clothes, their shoes, their wristbands, and then they both say something like, "Oh, so you've been training too?" And Piccolo, "After this, I'm going to finish you off next." And it's like, dude, and the voice acting, I didn't even talk about that, but I love the Funimation voice acting, but I also really do like the Ocean dub, and here we have Peter Kalamis, who voices Goku, and Scott McNeil, which I looked up Scott McNeil on Wikipedia just to figure out what else he's been in. He was actually Koga in Inuyasha. He's been in quite a few things. And his Wikipedia picture, he looks like he's in a hair metal band, which just makes him even more badass. And I don't know. Like I said, I like the Funimation dub. I like Chris Sabat as Vegeta, but he also voices Piccolo. It would have been cool if they, had Chris Sabat as Vegeta and then, kept Scott McNeil to stay as Piccolo, because he does a great job in this movie. But they defeat Garlic Jr., so they think, but obviously not, because he has immortality. And then Goku and Piccolo start fighting each other. And also, another thing I forgot to mention is they're all just doing the regular hand-to-hand combat. And Goku only does the Kamehameha once, and it's like so fucking badass. The hands together. Kamehameha! And it's like, just the way that they slow it down like that, it's so fucking badass. Because now, right away, like you watch Super, right away they go Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. Can't kill with it anymore. Here, it's just all about their powers and knowing the ultimate technique from Master Roshi, the OG master. But yeah, they start fighting, and then eventually Garlic Jr. opens up this thing called the Dead Zone to suck everyone into this vortex so they can be in purgatory, I suppose. And then Gohan starts raging and screaming like a madman. You see his true potential, which you do see later on in the series. And he's the one who actually sends Garlic Jr. into the Dead Zone, and he's trapped in there forever. And then everyone goes their separate ways, and Piccolo acknowledges Goku and is like, "Oh, we'll meet again, Goku. This isn't the last time we've met." And then as the movie ends, Goku, because Gohan actually passed out from using all that power, but Goku says, "Should I tell Chi-Chi? Oh, she never believed me. Perhaps I'll tell her that her son saved the world a couple of years from now," or something to that effect. Like, he doesn't want to tell Chi-Chi just yet, because later on in the Dragon Ball Z series, she's always going on like, "No, Gohan has no time to save the world. He has to do his studies." Which, Gohan's cucked now. If you watch the Dragon Ball Superhero trailer, he's all about his fucking studies. It's like, come on, dude. At least be the great Saiyaman. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. Another thing I forgot to mention too, when I put the DVD in, it starts by playing the Dragon, Rock the Dragon, that theme song. Which, interesting with Dragon Ball Z, how back in the day they always had the Chala, Head Chala, that theme song. In anime nowadays, they have like 20, 40 openings and they usually changed the opening of each arc, whereas of Dragon Ball, it had the same opening all the way through. And watching this opening was so fucking weird, because it had clips from all the movies. It had clips from Dead Zone, World's Strongest, and Tree of Might, but as it got closer to the end, it showed future Trunks going Super Saiyan, cutting Mecha Frieza in half, and then Vegeta going Super Saiyan 2 as the Rock the Dragon theme is playing, which I was very confused by that, but I loved it. So, as you guys can see, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I got this shirt on. This is like from the World Tournament with older Gohan, and goddamn, look at Krillin, the badass who tapped Android 18. I don't care that she's an android. Look at Krillin, the absolute madman. So, big fan of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I got, you know, the Vizbig mangas all here. This thing, which I want to do a video on this one day, the visual guide. Maybe we'll do that one day. And I have a playlist on the channel, which I'll have in the description. Like a year and a half ago, I did reviews of the 9 Blu-rays, a little retrospective series, kind of similar to how I do these videos. And I think I wore the same exact shirt in all those videos. What the fuck, man? But yeah, this is absolutely great. Interesting going through this book again. This is actually a book, too, the Rock the Dragon edition, which I don't think it's even in print anymore. But they talk about the censorship. Where is it? So, yeah, they have this thing here about, it's over 9,000! You know, which is really over 8,000. And then these guys in Hell, they titled it HFIL, Home for Infinite Losers, because I guess they couldn't say Hell back in the day. And then more censorship. So, yeah, it was 67 episodes that they cut into 53 episodes because of censorship. And then instead of saying, I'll kill you, it's, I will send you to the next dimension. You know, because Goku dies in, like, what, the first episode? Actually, that's the third episode, because, you know, it takes him a little while to do battles. But Goku dies right away, and he's sent to the next dimension, you know. But, dude, Dragon Ball Z is awesome. I hate seeing people online. They always say this, too. This is a little bit of a ranty video, I suppose. But, you know, a lot of people say, oh, Dragon Ball sucks. Dude, Dragon Ball has always been great. You know, you get these people, yes, it's one of the first anime that most people watch, but it doesn't mean that it's not good. Like, people will watch Dragon Ball and then they'll watch all this other stuff and then say, oh, Dragon Ball sucked, you know, that's just a kid show. Dragon Ball is fucking awesome, man. I hate seeing that from, like, these anime elitists who go on, like, oh, you like Dragon Ball? Watch more anime. It's like, fuck no. I'll watch more anime, but I'll also hold true that Dragon Ball Z is one of the best. And Dragon Ball, too. And GT, which GT is better than Super. I don't care what you say. It's better than Super, without a doubt. So, if you guys like this video, let me know, and then we'll do more Dragon Ball Z movie reviews, because I already reviewed the whole anime, so I'm not going to, like, rewatch the anime anytime soon. But I will watch the movies, because they're all, you know, relatively short, and especially just looking at this here, you know, seeing our boy seeing fucking Master Roshi, and also, look up the Toonami promos. I had the one Toonami promo there, but the one for Tree of Might, there's the scene with, they're all in a row. There's the 7 heroes. It's Goku, Piccolo, Gohan, Master Roshi, Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu to defend against, you know, Turtles and those bastards, the fake Saiyans or whatever. So, thank you guys for watching this weird video, and stay tuned for more stuff coming soon. So, everyone have a great day.